Places. Now, it's called Google Places right now, and they switched it to Google Plus, and then they switched it back, and now they're kind of combining them. So we're monitoring the situation, but it's a little bit messy right now. But Google is attempting to replace the phone book, and they're doing a pretty good job. I don't know how, I mean, I don't know anyone, I can't remember the last time I used a phone book. But Google Places is basically Google's directory for the world of websites and even businesses in general. And you can, for free, go back to your office and fill out your Google Places account. Go to google.com/places, and you're going to have a Google ID. So, but if you have Gmail or use Google Apps or any of that kind of stuff, you can go in there and you can set up your Google Places account. And what Google Places does is it finds your address, finds your phone number, and if someone's doing a search for what you do, one of the factors that goes into it is whether or not you're in Google Places and how close you are in proximity to that person's search. So if all things being equal and you're exactly tied with your competitor on who's the most relevant, and somebody is at the Starbucks across the street and does a search, your website should come up first. And in order to do that, you're going to have to put all that information into Google Places so that they know who you are and that they trust you, or else they won't show you. When you go in there, you want to make sure, oh, yes, ma'am.
So when you do the Google Places, that's going to be the address of your office, or can you also do kind of like addresses of where you manage?
You're stealing my thunder, Charlene. No. Yes, you can do both. What you're going to do is you go in there and you put in your address. They're going to verify you one of two ways. They're going to call you, like right now, as soon as you hit save. See, they answer their leads right away. As soon as you hit enter, they may call you and give you a code, and you type it in. They just want to make sure that you're actually filling out the information about your business, so that your competitors can't go in there and write bad things about you. And then there's a point in there where you get to pick. Do you do business out of your office location only, or do you provide your services outside of your office? Make sure you check the one that says you provide services outside of your office. And you have two choices there. You can go in and type in the exact markets that you do business in, or you can just identify a search radius. So if you want to do business within 20 miles of your office, or 10 or 30 or 50 or whatever it is, you check that button and it builds a radius around your office of where they know that you want to conduct business. Yes, sir?
What if you have multiple offices?
Then you can fill out a Google Places account for each office. Yep, and that's big. And if a big piece of the algorithm is where's your office too. And so if you're looking to move your office, one of the things you should look at is where is the city center of whatever you're looking for. I mean, when you type in Atlanta, Google has a place that it thinks is the middle of Atlanta, and that's where it starts your search. If you have an office that's right next to that pin, you're probably going to do better than the guys who are a little bit farther away than that. So keep that in mind too. I mean, I'm not saying go relocate your office now so you can do better on Google Places. But if you're moving anyway and it's kind of close to where you want to go, keep that in mind. Also, a trend that we've been seeing a lot on Places is all of the places are coming up before organic search when someone's on a mobile phone, which mobile is about 37% of all internet traffic now. And all of the Google Places stuff shows up before any of the organic stuff. And that's a huge shift. And not that people are going to do a lot of finding property management companies from their mobile device, but they're doing more and more all the time. So, then the longer you're there, the better chance you have of being found in those searches. So, any questions on Google Places? All right, if you go back and do all 10 of those things, I promise you will move up in search. I'm not saying you're going to go to number 1. But if you're number 100, you're probably going to go up about 30 or 40 places, or 50 or more. If you're on the second page, you might get up to the first page. If you're number 7, you might go up to number 2. It's all about improvement. And if you go back to your office and do those things, I promise you, you will absolutely make more money. So The on-site factors that we talked about, the foundation that we build for our customers is very similar. But what happens on the internet, we have absolutely no control of. That is completely up to the business owner. Whoever blogs the most, has the most videos, has the most properties. I know sometimes that doesn't sound fair that, you know, XCal's got 2,500 properties, but hey, conversion metrics. They've got 5,000 or 6,000 people going to their site every day and interacting. That's an advantage. You know, if you're bigger than somebody else, that's a bit of an advantage. There's a lot of factors that we don't control. We don't control most of them. But the ones that I can assure you that all those other factors that really matter, you're not going to do as well on, or maybe even have a chance on, if your foundation is weak. If your foundation is strong, you've got a chance to play no matter how big you are. But if your foundation is weak, you're going to have a rough time.